Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome to another pick a card reading here at Transform with Rian. And in today's reading, we are going to find out about your future spouse, specifically why they fall in love with you. So, really fun topic today. I have three options here. Most likely, you'll be drawn to just one, but if you were drawn to more than just one of these cards, by all means, trust your gut, trust your intuition, and go ahead and listen to whichever readings seem to be calling to you. All right? So, without further ado, why don't we get started with the Decolonized Tarot deck, which is group number one. So, welcome to your reading to find out about your future spouse, specifically why they fall in love with you. And so, what I'm seeing here with this Two of Cups already, just to kind of start the conversation, is I'm seeing that the both of you come from maybe different cultural backgrounds. It's highly likely. I'm also seeing that perhaps. Maybe even if you are in the same country, maybe it's like different ethnic backgrounds, but you have what I'm seeing is you have the culture that you live in to maybe start off as a basis for creating commonality and things in common with each other. So, for example, like right now I live in America, right? In America, they call it the melting pot of all these different cultures and ethnic backgrounds. But my family is from the Philippines. So I'm a first generation, and I've been raised in the American culture. But being, my parents being from the Philippines, there are some Filipino traditions that I am very familiar with, that I hold close to my heart, right? So it's like, for example, with me, like I would be with someone who's also an American by citizenship or nationality, but their ethnic background is different. Like maybe their ethnic background is Black, or maybe Latino, or some other Asian, like Chinese, Thai, maybe they're even European descent, right? So that's what I mean is like the culture that you guys are presently in is like something that unites you as far as commonalities go, but then what's so special about your relationship and why, okay, getting back to the topic, hello, Rian, is that they love the different traditions that you have from your culture. Like they find it very interesting, very fascinating. I know from personal experience, like one of the things that people love about Filipino culture is the food, which I don't blame them. The Filipino food is delicious, and many people are fans. If you enjoy Filipino food, comment down below what's one of your favorite dishes. Of course, I can't say no to lumpia, but one of my more favorite traditional Filipino dishes is sinigang. If you know what sinigang is, give me a heart down in the comments below. It's so good. So, so good. I love it. So anyways, that's to just start off your reading already, that they really enjoy what you bring to the relationship culturally. Like they love learning about your culture and your cultural practices and beliefs and traditions. I'm also hearing even stories, you know. I'm a big fan of hearing the folk stories from other cultures. So, in any case, that's to start off your reading. What else? Why else does your future spouse fall in love with you? Oh my God, we have door to value. I hear there's a couple things coming through with that card, actually. Not only, I feel like it's this one here. Not only is sort of your money mindset very attractive to them. I'm hearing that you really know how to budget, you know how to manage your finances. And so this is your future spouse we're talking about, right? And so your future spouse is, what I'm getting about them is that they're really thinking about your future, and that involves like health. Do you have things in common? Can they see themselves growing old with you? But also like finances, okay? Like, are you financially responsible so that you don't sort of bring them down and create debt for them and create sort of those financial challenges in life? And I'm seeing that you are really good with managing your finances, and they appreciate that about you. They see that you are a responsible spender. And therefore, there's that long lasting potential with you, right? Like having a long-term relationship. So that's one aspect, right? Is like money smarts, or smart about money probably is a better way to say it. Smart with your money. Ah, that's even better. Oh my gosh. I think it's because I've been watching a lot of foreign shows, specifically Thai and Korean. Boys love. Like, I feel like I can't even speak English that well anymore. So, anywho, the other thing that I see too is they really love that you value yourself, that you don't really take crap from other people, and you're that type of person that can stand up for yourself. And if someone is saying something that you don't like or doing something that you don't like, you will let them know. And I think part of what's so attractive about that, according to your future spouse, is they know where they stand with you. Like, you make things very clear to them, like, this is okay, this is not okay. So you really give them good guidelines, good boundaries, so they understand you better, right? And they know the real you, and they know that you're not just gonna do things to please other people if it doesn't feel aligned to you, you know? So I think that's really cool. Now, you also have the seventh chakra, Archangel Uriel. So I'm hearing that they love how spiritual you are. For some of you, this could maybe even be related to religion. So it could be that you share the same religious faith, spiritual beliefs. So they really resonate with that. And because of that, they really, the words that I'm hearing is kindred spirit. They really feel that the two of you are kindred spirits. And I feel, more importantly, because we also have door to value coming in with this seventh chakra, I feel that the reason why they fall in love with you is you share the same values, right? You share the same values when it comes to spending money, when it comes to how you treat other people, when it comes to how you treat family, how you treat each other, how you feel about, you know, human rights, how you feel about the environment, the planet. You know, you really share same ideas of what's right and what's wrong. Okay. And I think that's really important when it comes to a long-term relationship. You know, for the longest time, I was just really caught up in like looks and appearances and just having fun. And then as I've gotten older and, you know, been dating, I realized that sharing that value system is really, really important. That, and I also heard, I was watching another YouTube video about how to attract your like perfect soulmate. And one of the things is like humor. You have to share the same kind of humor, like be able to laugh together for a successful long-term relationship. And that's something, you know, that, yeah, of course, I kind of lumped it in under interests, right? But I never placed much emphasis on humor, having a common sense of humor. But now I will, okay? So I pulled a goddess card here to also see kind of like maybe how they view you, to get a better insight on why they fall in love with you. So we have Mauve, or Maeve. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. Oh, I really feel like this ties in so beautifully with these two cards. So, particularly with this honoring your energy levels and emotions, I'm getting the sense again, your future spouse loves how you have such a strong sense of self. All right. Again, you know what it is that you want, and therefore you don't put up with anybody's nonsense. You don't put up with people who are like wasting your time. You know, like if you have a goal, if you have a vision, you are going to get there. You're going to work hard to get to that place. And if other people are not vibing with you, like let's not waste our time and energy. Like, this is not the place for you. This is not the job for you. This is not the best situation for either of us. So perhaps it's best that you go your way, or perhaps it's best you go do something else, right? Like, we don't have to do this together. I got this, or I'm going to find somebody that can do this with me, for me, whatever the case may be, you know, when it comes to planning events, right? Like caterers, designers, even just event planners, buying a car, getting things repaired. Like, again, you know what you want, and you don't put up with people trying to play you, game you, be sneaky, be shady. Like, you just don't put up with that type of thing. And also with your energy levels and your emotions, it's like, if you're feeling upset, again, you're not going to hide that from anybody. And it's not that you're mean about it. It's just like you are very honest with how you're feeling. And if you're tired, you're exhausted, or you don't feel good, you let people know and you kind of take care of the situation, right? You get out of the way and try to make sure before you go that the people left are have what they need and can continue on without you, that kind of thing. So I hear that. Also, I'm also hearing work hard, play hard is another thing that's coming through with your energy levels. So when you rest, ooh, child, you know how to rest. But when it's time to work, yes, you get stuff done, okay? So let's get some more. Where is the deck? Oh, here it is. Here it is. So let's get some more tarot cards out from the mother deck of this Two of Cups to see what else we can determine as to why your future spouse falls in love with you. I feel like we want those two cards right there. And this one. Okay, so we have Knight of Wands, the Devil, and the Eight of Pentacles. Wow, okay. So with this card right here, your future spouse thinks that you're very intelligent, and I wouldn't even say it's sort of that classic intelligence where you're like super nerdy, super geeky, and you got like, you know, really great scores in school. And not to say that you couldn't be that kind of person, but what I'm seeing here is that you really know how to learn. That's that intelligence that you have. Like you can pick things up relatively quickly, like you're a fast learner. And what's also great is you can apply what you learned as well. So they really like that about you because you're constantly growing, okay? We also have the Devil card here. And what I'm seeing with this one is you're not afraid to be the bad guy. Okay, quote unquote, the bad guy in a situation. Again, this is about speaking your truth, who you are feeling emotionally. And I'm also getting from this card is like honesty. And some people may say this is like brutal honesty. And for you, I really feel the energy behind this card is like you don't believe in lying to people. And you don't believe in like sort of giving people false expectations, false hopes. You're that type of person that's like, I'm going to tell it how it is because that's going to be more beneficial to you in the long run, you know? And again, it's like, I don't want to waste anybody's time. So if this isn't working out, if I'm not feeling this, if something needs to be improved or adjusted or modified, like I'm going to tell it like it is. So that's part of what I'm hearing here with this card. The other part that I'm hearing, you know, the Devil card also is a little bit about slavery, like being a slave to our passions, our desires, to like the system, to the matrix, whatever you want to call it. And you're not that kind of person at all, right? Again, very independent thinker. And you're not that type of person to play someone else's games. Okay, like you don't do that kind of thing. And that lines up perfectly here with the Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands is someone who I would say is very opinionated and someone who's very courageous and brave with sharing their opinion. Again, with honesty. You know, it's not super easy to be honest all the time because so many of us, we worry about the other person's feelings and like upsetting them, ruining or hurting the relationship we have with them, that type of thing. But you don't have that. Now with the Knight of Wands as well, I'm also hearing that you have a lot of energy. You know, again, like when you work hard, you work hard. And I feel like you can outlast a lot of other people when it comes to work. So, you know, most people, maybe they can only manage 6 to 8 hours in a day, and you can manage that and then some. Like, it's not difficult for you to work a little bit more. And with that energy, I'm also hearing the word like athletic as well. So you can really push yourself physically a lot further than other people can go. And part of that is because you have a lot more energy than most people. Maybe for some of you, you might have been called hyper before, or energetic, right? And some of you, you know, maybe not exactly hyper, but very, very close to that. Maybe just people around you have noticed that you have a lot more energy than they do on the regular, you know? What else do we have here for y'all? We have Wheel of Fortune. This is very interesting. Your future spouse definitely feels like you're their lucky charm. It seems to them like things just fall into place for you quite easily and that you have quite a bit of luck in your life. Okay, where sometimes when your future spouse thinks like things aren't going to work out or there's going to be a problem or an issue, for whatever reason, you tend to get through things a lot easier and with very little obstacles or challenges. So I definitely feel like you're their lucky charm. And it kind of reminds me of, when I was younger and I used to go into the city quite a bit from the suburbs to, shop, to go out to the bars and clubs, to do all kinds of activities. One of the things that's really hard about going into the city is finding parking. Oh my God. Let me know in the comments below if you used to struggle or still struggle with finding parking when you go into like a big urban area. And I would have the hardest time finding like street parking and things like that. I have to like circle the block or park like 3-4 blocks away from my destination. And one of my best friends like always finds parking. Like whenever he needs parking, bam, it's like right there. And it's like a good spot too. And I'm just like, man, that must be your like superpower. And he would hate that I would joke with him about that because he's like, that's such a lame superpower. And I'm like, well, but it's very practical, don't you think? Okay, so what else do we have here? We have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so I think this is just a confirmation here of your ability to manage finances, like balancing out your desires with your resources. So I'm seeing here, in general, you don't really overdo things. Like you're not that type of person where you live beyond your means. Oh, yes. I feel like that perfectly describes why your future spouse loves you. Is you aren't that type of person that lives beyond their means. And I almost said that you don't really enjoy luxury, but I don't think that's true because we have the Queen of Wands here, who is like all about luxury and comfort, and kind of like the finer things in life. But the thing is, you don't overdo it. Okay, you know how to maybe pace yourself, right? I'm also hearing the word glutton. Like you're not a glutton, okay? Like some people, when they go out to eat, like everything looks good, right? Like we eat based on our eyes, not what actually we have room for in our stomach. I mean, my gosh, I used to eat like that too, where I would order all sorts of things and I couldn't finish all the food because I just wanted to taste everything. Like you're not that type of person. What I'm hearing is you really have a good sense of your limits. You have a good sense of what's comfortable for you, and so you don't overdo it. All right. Pentacles is also about the material world and your physical body as well. So you take care of your physical body. That's probably with this energy level thing as well. We were talking about earlier, like, like when you tend to run out of steam. I have a good sense, like, your sort of internal clock, your internal rhythms. So by this hour, it's time to get ready for bed because you're gonna fall asleep very soon. And like I can get up by this time and feel comfortable and feel well rested. Again, I know how much I can eat. I know when to eat. I know what my body needs to feel healthy and strong and able to do things, So you have a very, very strong sense of that is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing your future spouse really admires that about you and a little bit envies these qualities as well, like all of these qualities we were talking about. So it could even be that they try to emulate you. Like in some ways, you're kind of the person that they look up to, Now, with this Queen of Wands, I'm also sensing with the Queen of Wands is you have this sort of leadership quality about you. I'm getting the vibe here that your future spouse is maybe a little bit more comfortable at taking sort of like the follower, right? And they love that you can take the lead, that you are the one that is very comfortable with making decisions. So there's this confidence again, because you have not only the Knight of Wands, but the Queen of Wands, right? So there's this confidence about you that they love sort of giving way to, that they love maybe surrendering to in a way, And they're very, very content with just taking your lead, like following your lead. Yeah, following your lead. That's better. Yeah, yo, I'm really having a struggle here speaking English today. OMGers. So yes, they're really comfortable with you taking the lead, following your lead. Um, yeah, because I really feel like you are the Queen of Wands, regardless of whatever sex or gender you identify. Like you're the Queen of Wands here, and they're like this cat, where they're just content to be like near you and around you. I'm hearing too that they find you very entertaining. Like you make them laugh, you make them smile. They're constantly interested in what you're doing and what you have to say. Like they really find you super fascinating. Like if you were a TV show, they would binge watch you, right? Which is a good thing because they're your future spouse, so that they have the rest of their life with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's good that they're not going to be bored of you at like ever. So in any case, y'all, this was such a fun reading. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did, let me know what you liked the most out of your reading by commenting that below. And before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe this video if you enjoyed this reading. And thank you so much for allowing me to do this for you. I will see you all next time. Hello there, group 2, reading number 2. For those of you that were drawn to this Two of Cups from the Divine Tarot deck, let's find out about your future spouse, like why they fall in love with you. So what I'm getting from this card to start off the reading is that they are likely a foreigner. So I'm getting the sense that they are from a different country, a different nationality. Maybe they were born somewhere else and then moved to where you are, or vice versa. Like you were born somewhere else and you moved to their country to like live, to work, whatever the case may be. It seems like that energy is like shifting and changing a lot with each year, that more and more people are like traveling abroad to work and go to school. Things like that. I mean, not that immigration is anything new, right, to the world at large. But I'm definitely sensing that vibe here where they're from a different culture, a different country, different nationality, whatever the case may be. And so it's the differences between you and them that they really fall in love with, okay? That you're not, I'm hearing that you're not like what they're used to. And that means a lot to them. Like they love that. Now, what's interesting with this particular deck, and one of the reasons why I love this deck, because there's that LGBTQ plus sort of representation. It could be that this person as well is either the same sex as you are, or they are the same gender, right? Same kind of like gender identification. Now, that's not going to be true for all of you because this is a general reading, but it could be that they identify to be more like masculine, and they like that you're a little bit more masculine, again, regardless of your sex. Or they're a little bit more feminine, and they like you're feminine, or even like non-binary, like me, okay? So it could be that that is sort of common ground that the two of you share as well, is that you sort of have that same sort of divine masculine, divine feminine energy and sort of percentage, right? To make it a little bit more broad. Like if they feel like 60% masculine, 40% feminine in the way they behave, their expressions, their mentality, whatever the case may be, you're very similar to that, okay? So that's it. That's like very specific and a very unique perspective on it. So let's pull some energy cards to find out more about why your future, oh my gosh, why your future spouse falls in love with you. Man, I have been having the toughest time speaking English today, y'all. And I think part of it is because I've been literally watching Thai boys love dramas and Korean boy love dramas and like hardly any English shows. So maybe that's why I'm struggling here. Now, the first card out from the Energy Oracle is the third chakra, Archangel Chamuel. So what I'm getting from this is you really know how to have fun. This is like the vibe that I'm getting, like with the sunshine here. They love how bright and warm you are. I'm hearing too that they love your smile. They love your laugh. And you're that type of person just in general, but this is like how your future spouse feels about you, but other people as well, okay? Not just your future spouse. Like when people see you smile, like they want to smile. When they hear you laughing, they want to laugh. And I'm getting the sense too that people just love being around you and they look forward to being able to spend time with you because you are literally like a son to them. You bring that happiness, the joy, that warmth, the brightness into their life. It's, most people probably say like, you're a joy to be around. You're a pleasure to have. You're a great company. You're so funny. You're so sweet. You're so cute, right? And cute, not just in like your looks, not just that, but cute as sort of like, cute personality, right? Adorable, like you say the cutest things, like that kind of stuff. So I really feel like that energy is like really big. Oh, our little candle went out. We're gonna need to replace that here. So let me get another candle while I pause for a moment. But I feel like that's a huge confirmation as to your personality type and one of the reasons why they're drawn to you. I'm getting the sense that wow, this is really interesting because I didn't really get this with the first pile. But your future spouse probably, met you in a place where there was like a lot of people. So it could even have been like at some sort of like social event or function or party, fair, festival, concert, conference, or even like online, and you just kind of stood out to them. I feel like it's one of those things like in a movie. Oh my God, this is so cute. It's one of those things in the movie where there's like a crowd of people, right? And you're standing there and they're standing, a little bit a ways, and it's like the crowd parts like magically and they lock eyes with you, or they notice you and they feel like magnetically drawn to you. Like, what? Oh my God, that's so cute. Okay, what is this other card here? Victory. Ooh, so I'm getting the sense that, no matter what you define to be success for yourself, your future spouse sees you as someone who's very successful, okay? They love that whatever things you've done in your life, they think those are really great accomplishments, okay? Like the fact that maybe you own a home now, or the fact that you learned a new language, graduated from high school, graduated from college, have whatever job that you have, whatever position you have at work, or the fact that you overcame, some past traumas or health issues, like whatever things that I feel you've probably like downplay and you probably don't take much credit for. Your future spouse is like, wow, you are a winner, baby. Oh my God, I just felt like RuPaul vibes from that. You're a winner, baby. That's what RuPaul sometimes says during when announcing the winner of all the challenges. So your future spouse really sees you as someone who's very accomplished in their life, someone who's achieved a lot. And I get the vibe that they really admire you. And I also was hearing a few seconds ago that, being around you also makes them feel like a winner. Oh my gosh. And even though this isn't like sort of the best way of looking at a relationship, like I feel your future spouse sees you as like a trophy wife or a trophy husband. Like you are something that they want to like show off to people because they think you're so amazing. They think the world of you, and so they love introducing you to other people. And they love being able to hold your hand in public or sitting next to you. They love people knowing that they're with you. Like they're very proud to have you as their spouse, which I think is so beautiful. Like they're not ashamed of you at all. And I'm also hearing too, which is lovely, is that they will defend you. I'm thinking of like a lot of those hardcore fans of like music artists or actors and actresses, and they will like defend their idol to the ends of the earth. They will go after people who are like saying mean or rude things about them. Like they are not taking any crap on their special person's behalf. So interestingly enough, I was going to pull a goddess card like I did for the other deck, but I'm feeling like the goddess card deck does not want to come out for you. Instead, there's like this magical spell card deck that wants to speak to you after I reveal these cards. So I feel like these are grouped together and these are grouped together because I wasn't paying attention to why I did this arrangement. So let's look at these together. Four of Wands and King of Wands. So your future spouse thinks that you are super charming, super magnetic. They also feel like you're very attractive, right? So these are things that they love about you. They love how people kind of turn to look at you. Like, again, when you walk in the room, people notice you and they love that. You know, I used to date somebody, and this was so interesting because I never, like, for me, when I'm in a relationship, like, I prefer to keep things like low key. Like, I don't need everybody to know that we're together. I don't need everybody in my business, like that kind of stuff. And I'm not that big on like posting things on social media. And not saying there's anything wrong with that. Okay, so let me just make that clear. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I'm a more private person, right? But what I'm seeing here with your future spouse is, again, they think you are quite the catch. And so they love when people turn and look at you when you walk into the room. They love posting pictures with you, things like that. And oh my gosh, wait, getting back to what I was saying earlier, there was this guy that I was dating who, like, yeah, he would pay attention to me when we're out in public, but he would love it when he would catch other people looking at me. And I thought that was just like so weird because, you know, I kind of grew up to be in that kind of mindset where, like, when other people are looking at who I'm dating, like, it would make me feel jealous or overprotective, right? And be like, don't be looking at my man, you know, like, he's mine. Go find your own man, right? Like, I grew up in like a era and a time where there was really a strong like jealous energy. And he was not like that. Like, he loved sort of parading me around, if you want to say that, because he just loved like showing me off in a way. And I feel like your future spouse likes that as well. They love to show you off. Oh, that's perfect. That's a good way to kind of put their mindset. Because again, they think you're so amazing. They think you're like all that and a bag of chips. Hey, taking it back to like these old school idioms and phrases. So they think you're like everything, all right? You are just so amazing and they love showing you off. Now with this Four of Wands, I'm hearing, again, this is about your achievements. Like, they love celebrating with you. They love cheering for you. They love that you set a lot of goals out for yourself and that you know, more often than not, achieve your goals. And sometimes you even exceed them, is what I'm hearing. They definitely want people to know that you're together because this like is a marriage scene, it's like a commitment scene. So they, you know, even if this is a future spouse reading, so the implication is that you're marrying this person. I tend to feel more like my future spouse readings are like people who you're going to be in a long-term committed relationship with for like the rest of your life kind of thing when you meet them. And so that doesn't necessarily mean getting married officially, you know, but I definitely see here that your future spouse wants that. Again, I'm hearing the word like trophy wife, trophy husband, trophy spouse, that kind of vibe. So what else do we have here? We have the Seven of Cups, the oh my God, Six of Wands, victory, victory, victory. Again, they feel like you're a winner, baby. I'm hearing, which is very interesting, I'm hearing is that they are kind of like, I don't know what I did to deserve someone like you. Like that, they really put you on that pedestal. And it's not that they don't think they're good enough for you. It's not that. It's more that you exceed anything that they could ever wanted or dreamed of for themselves in a relationship. Okay? And they are your biggest cheerleader. They love when you have a new goal, when you have an interest. They love when, even I'm hearing they love when you get competitive because they like to cheer you on and root for you and support you. And I think that's personally very amazing that this person gets so much joy and fulfillment out of supporting you. What else do we have? Two of Wands and the Knight of Swords. Okay, so here, they love how you are so smart. I'm hearing the words like book smart here. You're so smart. I'm hearing too that you are an excellent speaker. Like you know how to communicate your ideas, your thoughts, your feelings. I'm also hearing too, they love the sound of your voice. For some of you who like to sing, they love hearing you sing as well. I'm also hearing that you're very quick. You're a quick thinker. You're quick on your toes. And I'm hearing too that you really know how to trade insults with people and like banter with people. So you're like that type of person, like if someone says something to you like jokingly, right? Like insults you or whatever, you can come back with a joke very quickly. Like you can clap back at them. Like it's astounding how you can do that. So you're really quick with like making jokes. And coming back with like a counter argument or a counter statement. You're really good at that. You're really good at wordplay. Yeah, that type of thing. Oh, I love that. That's so cool. It makes me think of like a lot of TV show hosts, you know, how they kind of, when they do things live, they have to come up with jokes on the fly. They have to really interact in real time and respond in real time to whatever people are saying or whatever's happening around them and make it very entertaining. So you have that quality within you. Here, what I'm seeing, they love that you're a dreamer. They love, again, we talked a little bit about those goals. They love how you are that type of person that isn't quite satisfied all the time. And I don't mean that in a bad way, like you're insatiable. It's more just like you don't settle for anything. Like you like having goals before you. You like challenging yourself. You like learning new things. You like doing new things. And so they love how, in a way, maybe how busy you are. They love how you have a lot of different interests here. And it seems like you don't really get bored very often because there's always something that you want to do. There's always something that you're working towards. So it's like you constantly have this momentum in your life to move forward. It's very rare for you to have a very stagnant moment. Here, what I'm seeing with the Two of Wands is they really like how you're able to make decisions and stick by them. And they really also, I'm getting the sense too that they don't really question your decisions because I feel that they know, and perhaps you understand this as well, is whenever you have to make decisions, you really think it through. You use your intuition, you use your feeling, like you look at the whole picture when you make decisions. And you make your decisions with confidence, and you hardly ever, if at all, regret any of your decisions. Like there's very, very few regrets in your life. Because again, every decision you've made, you did it very carefully, very thoughtfully. And even if things didn't work out the way you wanted them to, like you're that type of person who will definitely say, I wouldn't change anything. Like if I could go back in time, I wouldn't change anything because there was always something that I could learn. It's always something to be gained with whatever I had been through in life, whether it looks good on the outside or it looks bad on the outside, you know? And that's something that they really admire and love about you. Okay, so let's get that magical spell card that I talked about earlier. And this was about to tip over. Good cheer. Hello. How appropriate is this card to go with this third chakra? With kind heart and humor free, may good cheer rule, so mote it be. So they, again, I can't emphasize this enough, they have fallen in love with your sense of humor. You know how to make them laugh, you know how to keep them entertained, and you just have this bright, beautiful energy about you that is a joy to be around. It's almost like, in a way, like people get addicted to being around you because you're that amazing. You're like, oh my gosh, you're like everyone's personal dopamine or like serotonin. you're like chocolate in human form in a way. Oh my gosh, I love that. So I hope you enjoyed your reading as well. Let me know in the comments down below if any of it resonated with you. And before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe. I would truly appreciate that, of course. And thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I look forward to doing another one for you soon. Take care, loves. Hey there, Group 3. Welcome to your reading to find out more about your future spouse. Specifically, why do they fall in love with you? What are the things that they love about you? So, for those of you drawn to this version of the Two of Cups from the Mermaid Tarot, welcome to your reading. Now, very similar actually to Group 2. What I'm getting is that your future spouse, for many of you, not all, again, this is a general reading, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest, is that your future spouse or you yourself are a foreigner. So you were either born and raised in a different country, or you were born in another country and came over as a kid for work, for school, or maybe your family just relocated, whatever the case may be. So you are not like a natural citizen of wherever it is that you two end up meeting. And also, again, there's what they love about you is that you are different from them, right? Like ethnically, culturally, the background is very different. And so they love learning about you. And I'm getting this vibe because this screams like Little Mermaid, like, you know, Disney version of Little Mermaid kind of story. Like there's Eric and this is Ariel, like that sort of vibe. They love learning about your world, your culture, how you were brought up, and they're very open to it. And I feel like the exchange is like even. You know, like they love the foods that you eat. They love whatever little superstitions that your culture has, or festivals and celebrations that they have, or customs and traditions. You know what I'm saying? Like they really enjoy that and are happy to embrace it and sort of make this sort of blend of cultures within your home, their culture and your culture. And they're very open to learning and understanding it. You know, like I've seen some people who are in like biracial couple or from different backgrounds, and it seems like one person isn't so open to embracing the other person's culture and incorporating it into sort of the day-to-day life. But I don't really see that as an issue necessarily for you and your future spouse. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, I think I remember reading a study, to be honest with you, about how, you know, kind of we're moving in a direction as a species where there will be very few like pure bloods, that so many people are, cultures are kind of like mixing and blending, and that it won't really be the case that there will be a majority of people who are like purely, you know, British, purely Filipino, purely Mexican, right? Like everyone's bloodlines is going to be kind of like of mixed races, mixed backgrounds. So it could be that we're just continuing to move in that direction, you know? Okay, so here for our first energy oracle card, we have Yin Yang. So the reason why I'm getting here that your future spouse really falls in love with you is that you balance them out. And I think that actually makes sense because we have sea and land, right? Oh my God, that's making me think of one of these questions that gets asked a lot of boy love actors in Thailand, because that's been like my obsession for the past couple months, is do you prefer the sea or the mountains? Like that kind of makes me think of it. And it's like, maybe you answer the sea and their answer is the mountain, right? And this actually ties in beautifully with what I was picking up on this Two of Cards, because what they love most about you are your differences, not your similarities, which is not usually how most people think about relationships, right? Most people think of like, oh, I want someone that I have a lot in common with, or I share a lot in common with. Like your future spouse, what I'm getting is they love how different you are. So they're not afraid of something new, something that they've never seen before, something that they've never experienced before. And with you, they get that. And they feel very whole with this. I feel like your future spouse gets this sense that you are their other half. So if those of you who really resonate with the idea of twin flames, that's what I'm kind of picking up as well from your reading, is your future spouse is your twin flame. Like you are in a way that kind of classic picture of like completing each other, like puzzle pieces that fit together, you know, like that's what I'm getting. And And maybe where your future spouse is kind of like impatient and maybe they are quick to get angry, like you are very calm, you're very patient, right? And so you kind of help balance their energies out. Um, in a good way, in a very, very good way. Okay. Like, I'm not sensing anything crazy like your future spouse is an excessive spender and like a gambler or, has problems with substance use. Like, I'm not getting any of that, like, not those kinds of extremes. It's just more like, okay, maybe where they're quiet, you're a little bit more talkative. Maybe where they're shy, you're more outgoing. So it's kind of like that type of thing. Now, what else do we have here? Walking away. Ooh, this one's very interesting. So I'm thinking with your future spouse, what they're feeling here is one of the things that they love about you is you never stay in a bad situation for very long. It's very easy for you to walk away and let go of things that don't resonate with you, that don't support you, that aren't good for you. Oh my gosh, hold on. I just had like a beautiful way to say this. Oh, yes. So they love how easy it is for you to let go of things and how you don't ruminate on things or overthink them, because that's a really big problem nowadays. Like, that's why anxiety and depression, I feel, is so high, because so many people overthink things and they ruminate on things, so they just stay stuck in this cycle of worrying, worry, and then they get anxious or sad, because they're just constantly worrying because they just can't let things go. Trust me, I know firsthand too, because there are times when I get excessively worried about stuff. And most of the time, it's not even things that are within our control. And so it's like, what does the worrying get us? Like, how is the worrying benefiting us? Is it making anything better? Is it getting us any closer to our goals or getting what we want? Like, the answer is no, right? And so they love that you are not a worrywart. You don't tend to overthink things. It's like, when you're done, and you can just let it go. You don't linger. I'm also hearing now, one of the things that they love about you is you're not that type of person that dwells on the past, and you don't dig up like old hurts, old pains, old mistakes and like relive them again or hold it against people. It's kind of like people, once they've made amends, then it's like a fresh start. And if the amends weren't made, then it's like, yo, get out of my life then. I don't need you. I'm going to create space for something new and better for me. I'm not going to keep you around because you're dragging me down, yo. Right? So I really feel like that's also something your future spouse loves about you. And I think I can see that really being beneficial, to be honest, like in the long run. Because, if you're going to be together for like years upon years, like, is it really helpful or beneficial to be like, well, remember 10 years ago you forgot our anniversary and that made me so mad and blah, blah, blah. Like, really? Like, that is so lame, in my opinion, anyway. So they love how, like, you're able to keep things fresh, right? You don't carry a lot of baggage with you. Okay, let's pull a goddess card here to find out more about why your future spouse falls in love with you, or kind of just what they love about you in general. Oh my gosh, we were just talking about like fresh new starts and things like that and just letting things go. This is what a beautiful confirmation. So we have Kali with endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. So, as an addition to what we were just talking about, I'm also hearing that you are not like a hoarder. You're not that type of person that hangs on to things thinking like, oh, maybe I'll need this someday. And then like years go by and you never once used it again. It's like collecting dust. And so I'm really feeling like you like to keep your area open and clean and fresh, and you love it when like new energy comes in. So if you're into like feng shui, you would probably get what I'm talking about, right? Like, you hold on to things for as long as you need them, as long as they have a place in your life. And then once they don't, you let them go, right? And maybe you're that type of person, like, you don't hang on to clothes forever and ever and ever. If you don't wear it or it's getting old, like you toss it, you use it for something else. Like I used to use some of my old sleeping clothes as like drying rags for like when I needed to wipe the counters or something like that, or if I had to do some big project where I was like cleaning something outside or whatever, something that got really dirty, like I would use my old shirts for that. If they were still in good condition, like I donate them to the thrift shop or to Salvation Army or Red Cross, whatever. The other thing that I'm hearing too is like garage sale, right? So it's like you don't hang on to things, and perhaps you're that type of person that's like don't really like clutter even, you know? And so you don't tend to like buy a lot of things either, and just to like fill your house with like stuff, okay? And I feel like too, what I'm also hearing is this has to do with people in your life. You don't really feel super attached to people in a way where it's like you do things out of obligation, or it's like, well, we've been friends for this long, so like I'll do anything and everything in my power, even if it hurts me in the long run, to keep you in my life. Like you're not that type of person. It's like you kind of understand that sometimes people come into our lives for just a season or for a reason, and they're not meant to be in our life for like ever, you know? And you're able to move on. And I think, oh my gosh. You know what I think your future spouse, particularly your future spouse, loves about you is like you do not hang on to exes. Like some people, certain gifts or belongings that have sentimental value, they keep from their exes. I don't know many people that are like that, but I know that there are some people that like have held on to like teddy bears that their ex got for them as a birthday gift, or that they won for them at a fair or something. But you're not that type of person. It's like literally when you walk away from someone or something, it's like you get rid of everything. Like you do not keep any of their energy in your life. You let go of it completely. And so your future spouse loves that, because it's like there's no signs or evidence of like your exes in your life. It's like it's them and only them in your life when it comes to love and a committed relationship. Like you never bring up your exes either, and I'm getting the sense that your future spouse loves that, because they don't really care for your exes. Like they're like, nope, you're mine and mine alone. Like, yeah, maybe you had lovers before me, but your present and your future is me. Very, very interesting. Like I was picking up on that. So let's pull some more cards from the Mermaid Tarot to find out more about why your future spouse loves you. So we have 10 of Cups. So I'm getting the sense here that you are likely a family person, right? You're very family oriented, and they love that about you, whether that is your own family and or their family, or it could even be the family you start together, right? As a couple. The family you're building and creating. Like you're very family oriented. I'm hearing too that like family comes first for you. And you would go to great lengths for the sake of your family and those that you truly love and care for. Random thing that I'm also picking up is they love your cooking. I don't know, when I looked at this, I was like, they love to eat your food. They love your cooking style and the dishes you make. So for those of you that are good in the kitchen, like they love that about you as well. They love your meals that you prepare for them. Here we have the 8 of Wands. So I'm hearing too that they love that you have, and there's a bit of a caveat here, because I got that you're very energetic and you're very adventurous for another reading, but what I'm seeing from that reading is that that person they love that the whoever chose, I think is reading 2, is more adventurous and more outgoing than they are. But for you, what I love is what I love. Oh my God, not what I love, what your future spouse loves. Hello, Rian. What they love about you is like you're just that right level of outgoing for them, that right level of adventurous. It's like you love doing new things, but you're not necessarily like a daredevil. You're not a thrill seeker. You're not someone that likes to get involved in like extreme sports. Like they love that you're adventurous in the sense of like, okay, you will travel to a new country and tour around. But they also love that you're not so adventurous that you're gonna like skydive or bungee jump off a building or go swim with sharks. Like they I think they have a limit to how much adventure they can tolerate or feel safe with, and you're just that right amount. And same with the energy levels. It's like they love that you have energy to do things and get things done, but they also love that you're not hyper, that you're not like bouncing off the walls and that you're constantly restless. And, that type of person that just like shakes their leg and is like making everyone nervous or anxious, or like that type of person that paces around. And it's like, okay, sit down already. You're making me nervous, just pacing around back and forth, back and forth. Like they love that you're not that extreme, but you have enough energy to do what needs to get done. And you have enough adventure to keep life interesting, but not make them feel anxious or nervous for your health and well-being. you know. 7 of Wands. This is really interesting. So, they love also that you. I'm hearing that you you have a soft spot for the underdog. And that you really believe in helping other people when they are like being ganged up on, or they're being bullied. Like you don't really like that at all. You don't like when people are ganging up on someone else, when someone is being a bully. Like you don't like that, and you really speak out on that. And you don't encourage that, and you tend to help people that are being bullied or even on a bigger scale, like maybe marginalized. They love that you have that sort of empathetic and sympathetic heart for other people that are struggling. They really appreciate that from you. Like I'm getting the sense that you could even be that type of person that, if someone's feeling sick, like you will make them some soup, or if someone, something sad happened to them, like you'll bring their favorite treats, like their comfort food, over to them. If someone needs a ride, like you'll help them out and give them a lift, right? Like just little things like that. And maybe if someone is needing donations for some sort of charity, like you're that type of person that doesn't hesitate to give whatever it is you can give. Okay, we also have for you Ace of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. I'm seeing this and I'm hearing the word community for you. So perhaps your future self, hello, your future self is this way, and this is what your future spouse loves about you, is you're really involved with the community. Okay, so it's not just about your core family and friends. Like there's something else that you're involved in that you're very passionate about. So some sort of like community outreach. Maybe you're involved in your children's school organizations, like parent-teacher association, that kind of thing. Or like PFLAG, parents for lesbian and gay youth, like that type of thing. Maybe if you're religious, like your church group, right? Or maybe they even do like stuff for homeless people, like working at a soup kitchen, or some type of volunteer work. It could be that. Or, I've seen for some people, like they even have those clubs, like where people knit together or they make quilts together. I've seen that before, especially during the pandemic. Like some people would gather and make like masks for people, or gather like food to distribute in the community, like that type of thing. Like, so I feel like you're involved in some sort of like community organization, and they love that you're so kind and giving and compassionate. Now with the Ace of Cups and the Queen of oh my gosh, hello, I can read, guys, I promise. The High Priestess. Your future spouse really loves and appreciates how intuitive you are, in the sense of sort of like empathy. So you're that type of person that can tell how other people are feeling. Like you know how to read the room. And because you're so in tune with other people's emotional states, You also know how to perhaps speak to people, right? You know what to say to maybe help people feel better. Maybe I'm also hearing maybe you're really good at giving advice as well, like really giving good sound advice that for the most part is very unbiased, you know, like you tell it how it is, but you tell it in a very sweet, kind, caring way so that the person doesn't feel worse or feel discouraged or feel defensive, like they feel like hopeful, right? After they talk to you, they feel like, okay, yeah, what happened was really bad, but now after talking to you, I feel like I can see the way out, or I can see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, or I don't feel as sad anymore, and I feel like I can start to, you know, move on from this, right? So you have that really strong intuition when it comes to how other people are feeling. And I feel like, you know, some people they try to hide how they're feeling, right? Because they don't want to make a scene. They don't want people to worry about them. Maybe they're just a really private person and they don't want everybody to know their business. But you have a knack for knowing like what's going on with somebody. Um, and offering like, hey, seems like something's upsetting you or you're sad. Like, do you want to talk about it? Like, I'm here for you. I'm happy to lend a kind and caring ear to whatever problem you're struggling with. Like, I get that sense from you for sure. Um, so your future spouse really loves how loving and caring you are towards other people. Like, I'm really sensing sort of like mother vibes, humanitarian, um, like social activist, advocate, like these really beautiful words of like again helping other people. And again, it's not just your family and friends. Like you have such a big and kind heart and so much love to give to the world at large. Oh, you sound like such a sweet person. Thank you for being you, love. So, if any of this resonated with you, let me know in the comments down below what spoke to you the most. And I hope you really enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for enjoying this reading today. And I hope to be doing another one for you very soon. See you next time.